In this video we're going to talk about continental knitting. This is the way I knit, and I'm ready to share some of my tips and tricks how to knit fast. These are some of my works. I most of the time use knitting needles number 2.5, which means 2.5 millimeter knitting needles, and very thin threads. These guys right now are 3.5 millimeters, which is a little bit unusual for me, but I'm just using these thicker needles to demonstrate. Anyway, let's get started. The biggest concern about continental needles is that you cannot control the tension of the yarn. Some people prefer like hold on to this yarn with this hand, for example, and just go like this, controlling the yarn. This helps them control the tension. So my tip is to use my pinky to grab the yarn around my pinky and around my index finger like this, so that I can hold the yarn and control the tension. If you look kind of inside my hand, you see that this is the way the yarn kind of slides, right? And I'm kind of controlling this tension. As a result, I just knit using as little amplitude as possible, because you see, when we talk about speed knitting or increasing our knitting speed, it's very important to minimize the movement. So the less movement you make, the faster you go, because if you for example go like this, you need a bigger amplitude. And I'm not saying that this is a bad way of knitting. It's okay if you're used to it. That's great. I mean, I'm just explaining why I see benefits of this type, of this way of knitting, of this style. So the less movement we make, the faster we knit. So I kind of figured out that this is the way you make the least movement possible. Almost no movement. And this is what helps me, A, to control the tension, this kind of, pulling the yarn. And this is what helps me to speed knit, right? To increase my speed. So basically, what my knitting usually looks like, realistically, is I just grab some of the stitches here, so they kind of help each other to move towards the end of the needle, and I just go like this. See, the tension is okay. Everything is under control. And right now I'm not speed knitting because I'm talking and English is my third language. So I'm sorry that, I'm a little bit confused with this process, but still, as you see, you can achieve quite a good speed if you minimize the movement and if you control the tension. I hope this tip makes sense, and I hope you like it. If it was useful for you, please use it. And remember that any patterns that are shown on this channel are made with this kind of knitting, with this type of knitting. So all my stitch pattern charts are about continental way. Thank you for your attention, and have a great day and have fun knitting.